Oh,
Let's go.
we are live.
All right, team. We are officially live with the Almost Daily Show. This is episode 30, I believe.
30. Can you believe 1, 2, 3? Can't believe it. It's moving so quickly. We're all grown up.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe we already hit episode 30. It's like we like to talk about ourselves and stuff on a podcast. I don't even know if anyone listens to this stuff.
I don't think they do. But if they did, it'd be pretty impressive.
Yeah, if they did listen, I mean, it would be 100% mind-blowing material. So if you are listening, you're a step ahead of the game. You're basically a champion.
And your mind is blown.
Mm-hmm. And if you have been listening the whole time, you know about things like the Banana Leaf, Cabana Boy Company, and all the other good ideas we create.
Let's look for that in Vegas.
Yeah.
We're all set up.
We could make that pretty well. So in today's episode, we wanted to talk about the company vision and how to create the company vision and what that vision looks like and all the good stuff that goes along with it. Because we always talk about building the relationship and the relationship-based marketing and how to grow and what it means to showcase it to your staff and all this. But we actually don't talk about how to create the long-term vision and the long-term plan and what it even is. And so we get a lot of questions sometimes that say like, okay, all that stuff is cool and it sounds like a great thing, but I really don't even know how to start. I don't know what my vision should be or how to even find it.
And you know, when you're doing all the relationship marketing stuff, it has to follow something. It can't just be random, you know, and you want to make sure that you're always on target and always on task to, I guess, deliver your vision, right? And your employees fit into that vision, right? So everybody has to be on the same page, driving in the same direction for the same common goal in order to really succeed.
Yeah, and when you think about it, we look at the vision of a lot of like larger companies and companies that are just set up and put together. More often than not, it's a boring vision. We believe in people. We believe in values. Like, okay, everybody says that. Who cares? Develop a vision that makes you unique and showcases that what you do is actually something that matters. And you have 2 seconds to resonate with people on that company vision. Otherwise, they're going to ignore it and everybody's going to ignore it. So you need something that when they look at it, they say, that is 100% this company. Like I understand it talks about them, it explains what they're doing. And I feel like I connect to this right now versus the standard company vision that everybody puts out.
Yeah, and that might be a difference between like an internal vision and a public-facing vision. But either way, like you need to make sure that your vision is something. It becomes a story eventually, something that people want to actually be a part of, and they feel right. Your vision should help people understand and feel that they're a part of it and they want to be a part of it. They can relate.
That's it. It should explain and define the ideals behind your company in a short and concise way. And to me, the internal vision is significantly more important than the external vision because the way your employees look at it every day and the way your employees go about it is going to be how seriously they take the way your company is. And it's going to be how they express it outwardly. Like if they look at it on the wall and they're like, oh, they don't do that, that's stupid, they're never going to follow it. But if they look at it on the wall and it's displayed in not just the vision, but it's displayed in everything the company does, from like when you walk in the door to the way the employees are treated, to what you do with them, to the interactions they have, they're really going to feel like they're part of that vision. And that's one of the most important pieces in developing culture. Even it's making everyone, especially your employees, feel like they're part of that vision. And if they don't feel like they're part of it, they're not going to care.
Right. I have a funny story on that is, you know, we've always been, you know, business oriented, make sure you do it right. And so, you know, one of the companies we have is it's company vision, right? And we've had it for years, and it's on the wall when you first walk in the door of the building. So it's just always there. And this actually got me thinking, like, it's more than just having a vision. It's actually walking the walk behind the vision and making sure that it's you know, the whole team is charging in that direction, which means you have to remind them constantly and talk about it constantly. And it has to be the thing that everything else revolves around. You know, probably 10 years in, I had an employee. I think he maybe does a lot of self-improvement stuff and reads a lot of self-improvement books and business books. One day he sent me a text message and said, "We have a company vision," and that's what I said.
You're like, huh?
Yeah, it's on the door when you first walk in. So then he looked at it and goes, "Oh, I never read that. I didn't know." Right? So it's like, he's been around all this time, which brings back the other side is, in your business, you have to make sure that, it's every meeting, everything you do. Like, you really have to make sure that if your company vision is something that you're not actually paying attention to, or the people around you and your employees don't buy into, so that's why they come to work every day and put in the hard work, then you're kind of failing. So I think I failed on that end.
Yeah, that's it. And like you're saying, you have to walk the walk. It can't just be this like blanketless statement you put on the wall so executives feel warm and fuzzy. It needs to be something that when everybody walks by, they know that specifically defines your company. And we look at like Stone Age Fuel, the vision is we're a group of the greatest coaches in the history of the world who are here to make you laugh, have a good time with you, and be friends forever. And so we're showcasing the fact that, that's what we're about. We're here to give a great experience, make really solid relationships with people, and then have a good time. And then we showcase that in every aspect of the business. So from this time you call someone on the phone at Stone Age Fuel, it's welcome to Stone Age Fuel, where the streets are paved with gold. And they laugh. And when they walk in the door, and you say that every time they walk in the door. And when we interact on our social media, we're learning that a lot of higher level organizations that cater to like a more of a high-end demographic really want to understand how to speak to like millennials and stuff, and how to use emojis and all that. And that's got to be part of the way you display your vision, if that's part of what you're doing as well. So like we're talking online with people, and they say something, we say something back, and then we respond with like a couple of sunglass smiley faces, because that encompasses the goofiness of the brand. And so I think you also can't get professionalism mixed up with actually creating a good relationship with the customers in your vision as well, because everybody's trying to be professional. Nobody's trying to be different. And by the time the large scale companies get to this level, they're going to be 12 years behind all the small companies blowing up doing this. And that's why companies like, you see like Amazon buying Whole Foods, and you see a lot of these tech companies in Silicon Valley blowing up, because they're creating culture.
Yeah. And I think you get growth, it happens a lot faster, right? When it's for you, it's like young, fun, energy, right? Like that just happens fast. Even if you have an older clientele, they want to have fun, feel young, be a part of something that's exciting.
Yeah, everybody wants to be part of a cool vision, or a vision they can be proud of, or a vision that makes them feel connected and like they're going to be inside the brand, or they feel like they own a piece of it. That's the key.
Yep.
And so when you're creating this vision, you have to sit down and you have to say, who are we as a company? What is the personality of the brand going to be? And how do we define this in a concise way? Do we need to be funny in the way we do it? Do we need to showcase it? And then write it out, and then actually do a video of it and talk about the company vision, then write it out again, then go and look around and see if you're the same as everyone else. And if you're not, you have a good vision developed and a good strategy, then go share it with the world and say, hey, we got our core values and our company vision organized and announced. What do you guys think? Is it bland? Is it cool? Do you think it defines us? And really get feedback, because we always talk about how you have to listen to the consumers and the customers, because we're in a customer-centric economy. And if you don't listen to them or ask them, you have no idea whether or not they like what you're doing.
And then when you get into making decisions in the company, or growth or expansions, expansions is probably still growth. So new product lines, whatever it is, you can always bring it back to, right? Does this line up with our core values and our vision? Is this what we're trying to become? Because I think a lot of the time you get distracted, and they don't stick to their core vision. And because they don't stick to their core vision, they kind of get too broad too quick. And it's usually management problems and financial problems and whatever else comes down the pike.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that, just like you're saying, if you're going to produce something, is this who we are? Is this what we're doing? And does this make sense for us? Because it's never a good idea to go from a good niche where you have yourself kind of locked up in a good spot, and then try to create a generalized item or something like that doesn't match up with your core values and visions. Because that's how we create disastrous products that no one wants to buy, because they're like, why would this company make this? It doesn't connect with us.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think that's what companies get themselves in a lot of trouble. Is
Exactly.
getting away from that, because you can make money in anything, right? Like, I'm guilty of this. You pitch me an idea, and I see, I'm like, yeah, I can envision that happening. Maybe I help, and all of a sudden I'm helping you with a new business concept, and we're driving forward. But that might not actually fit into my vision with what I'm trying to accomplish with things. And so, I mean, that even comes down to personal vision. Make sure that you understand what you're trying to get to in life and what you're doing personally with your vision, right? And it's a lot of the times people have their, what's your why, right?
Yeah.
Why is technically probably your vision. Like, why are you doing this? And then what are you trying to get to? So stick within that. That way you don't get distracted and push into areas that don't progress you down the path you want to go. Because there's one thing in business and in personal life, eventually you always try to get back on track to where you wanted to go. And you'll hear it all the time, like, I forgot 20 years ago I wanted to do this, and it's coming back around now. So
yeah,
important, right? Establish that vision, and then and make sure all your decisions moving forward revolve around that vision.
That's right. Sometimes you find out in business and even in life, the quick buck or the quick fix is not going to be what's going to help you long term. And when you get to that long term point, if you focused on the quick buck, you always have to circle back and redo what you were doing anyway.
Right.
So always take that step back, reanalyze what you're doing. Does this fit with if you're a business, my company vision, or if you're doing something personally, does this fit with my personal vision? Even with a personal brand, it's the same way. This is my personal brand. Does this fit into who I am, where I'm going, and where I want to be? And if not, reevaluate, toss it, and redo it again.
Yeah, and that's something else, right? If it's not working, or if you've changed, like, you can review your vision annually, right? Maybe it.
Oh yeah.
And that's okay. Like,
should.
It doesn't have to be set in stone. Like, I decided this is my vision, and this will be it for the rest of my life, right? It's just review it. Make the adjustments. I think that's an important piece of the review process, though, because if not, your business is charging ahead, and it might not be aligned with the actual vision in your head.
Yeah, exactly. And just like a person, a company is going to evolve over time. So your vision is going to evolve, and your vision is going to change, and your vision might even pivot shift based on where your company goes and where you want it to be. So you always have to be conscious and aware that, like you're saying, reevaluating at least once a year is always going to be a good strategy for you. Because your company can't be linear, just like your personal life and your personal brand is not linear. It's going to be a curvy line, a roller coaster, and it's going to go up and it's going to go down, and it's going to pivot shift, and your views and ideas and strategies are going to change. And with that, so does your vision. You're an evolving entity.
That just sounded like a great ride. Can I get on it?
Oh, yeah, of course. What are we going to call it?
I don't know. But that was amazing.
Yeah. Call it the evolution of life.
Here we go. I want in.
Yeah, you are in. I'll give you a free ticket to that ride.
Free ticket?
Free ticket.
Gold. So this was good, man. Episode 30. I think we did a good one for everybody today.
Yeah, we crushed it. So hope you guys liked it. As always, if you have questions, post them we have the relationship marketing group on Facebook. So just search for Out of the Cave Media Relationship and Customer Centric Business Group. You can go in there and post, or if you watch this, you can comment on the actual post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you consumed it. The more questions we get, the more we can tailor this show to what everybody wants to hear.
Good stuff. Might see you guys tomorrow.
We don't know, though, because it's almost daily.
Almost.
Just maybe. I'm really getting my radio voice. All right.
My mic for that. I don't have my mic with me today.
Oh, yeah. I got to work on the smooth drawl. Smooth. Like a good whiskey.
Yeah. Jelena's transcribed this one. Smooth.
Oh. Smooth. We're going to make them say smooth with 900 O's. Smooth. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed episode 30. We might be back tomorrow. We might not. We don't know. Nobody knows. We'll see you when we see you.
See ya.
See ya.